Welcome. My name is Albert, and in today's video, we are going to be reacting to a video, Jordan Peterson, Why You Should NoFap. If this is your first time to the channel, on this channel, I teach men how to become better men and how to improve their interactions with women, okay? So if you are interested in that, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of my future videos, okay? Hit the video with a like and comment at the end of this video. So we are going to be diving into this video, and I'm going to be giving my thoughts on what I think and adding onto the whole conversation. Okay, so let's get into this video.
What do you think the effect of free and widely available pornography is having on young people, especially men, in our society at this time?
Well, I think it's like Treasure Island in Pinocchio. It's all pleasure with no responsibility. That's deadening. It's parasitical in a sense. And I don't mean that, I'm not making a value judgment. I mean, it's no wonder the young guys are caught up in this, because it's an unbelievably powerful technology. It drove the development of the internet, let's not forget, right? So it taps into one viciously primordial motivation. And so these guys are being blasted by what biologists call super stimuli all the time. So imagine that there's a biological stimulus that has an effect on you, and then you can magnify it. And the typical porn actress, not the amateurs, but the professionals, have their sexually provocative physical elements exaggerated. And so men are very visual in terms of their sexual processing. And so, you know, the guys are pulled into it, and they're pulled into it also by curiosity. But I think...
And I have to stop it there because I wanted to point out that, right? I think why the movement started and why people are saying NoFap and why it's getting bigger is that the thing with the hub is that fapping to the hub all the time is that it distorts men's reality of what normal horizontal cardio should be. You know what I mean by horizontal cardio, right? And it distorts a man's perception of what intimacy with a woman should be, because the more you watch it and the more you become obsessed with it, right? The more times that you're fapping, this is creating an unrealistic view of what the female body should be doing, of what you should be doing with a woman, right? When you guys are intimate, right? So what you might have gotten turned on before, now you need even weirder things to get turned on by, right? You know, the more that you're consuming the hub, the more distorted your whole perception of it is going to be. So now you need more kind of warped things to get aroused, right? Instead of just, you know, not and I know there's this movement that says you should not fap at all, but if you're a guy that you've been obsessively fapping, right, you need to start learning and get a hold of the situation. You need to start learning how to control the urge to fap all the time, because it is not healthy, right? Especially when it's done and it's like a constant daily thing, right? So I wanted to mention that before we continue.
That ethically, it's not good. It's not good. It's an easy out. That's the other thing, you know. Is what you should be doing is going out and finding someone to have a relationship with, and if you can gratify yourself with no transformation, but let's say you can't find someone, well, then you might say that's an indication you should change. It is, in fact, an indication that you should change.
Very good. Now, I apologize for stopping it so early, but I wanted to read something. Delayed gratification, right, is the resistance to the temptation of an immediate pleasure in the hopes of obtaining a valuable and long-lasting reward in the long term. See, when it comes to delayed gratification, the definition that I just read, most guys don't understand what that means, right? Delayed gratification. They don't have they don't have that discipline in them, right? So instead of going out and meeting more women, or instead of actually learning how to meet more women, or learning how to improve their game and improving their skill, or actually going out there and meeting other women, right? they are taking, like you said, the easy way out. They are not delaying that gratification. They want it right now, right? And what's easier than just going on your computer, hitting the hub, check out some few scene, pa pa pa, and you're good, right? Instead of going out and dealing with women. You see, in the short term, it solves a problem, but in the long term, it creates a greater problem, right? Because now you don't know how to interact with women normally, because the only interaction you have with them is the hub. You're like, oh, okay, this is how women should be. So when you go and start talking to people, even at your work, you come off as weird, right? Because you don't know how to interact normally with other women, right? So let's continue.
Because what better indication are you going to get than that no one wants to be intimate with you?
Right.
It's the ultimate rejection, and that's partly why men are terrified of it, and I understand that. And I also understand the MGTOW guys, who are just recommending that men don't enter into long-term permanent relationships with women. I understand where they're coming from, although I called them pathetic weasels a while back. I shouldn't have done that.
See, that's where I said to you, are you worried about every little thing that you say? Once you say some...
Well, they're providing a lot of young guys who need a kick to go out there.
Right, they're actually giving them the back door.
They're giving them a rationale, and I've seen this have very detrimental effects on a number of people already, and partly in my clinical practice, because these guys, the young guys who aren't successful, they're looking for a reason why women are terrible, because otherwise they have to think, well, they're just not presentable, which is what they do have to think, because that's almost the definition of presentable, right? So, and then the MGTOW guys give them a rationale. We are in a gynocentric world, and females have got control, and they'll like wipe you out if they have the opportunity. It's like, well, some females will do that to some guys some of the time, and sometimes it's brutal. I've had clients who've been dragged through the court systems and just ruined.
And that's a good point that he's making there. Fantastic point, right? A lot of guys are now, especially in our modern society, have come to the conclusion that they don't want to deal with women anymore. So now, like you said, that's an easy way out for them to be like, well, since I'm not dealing with any women and I don't need my masculine energy, so I'm just gonna fap anytime I have the desire. So I won't need a woman. And you know what? You can kind of understand it because dating has become tougher, right, in modern society. But there's a saying that I've always lived by. I've said, never ask for an easy life. Always ask to be a stronger person, right? So just because dating became difficult, that doesn't mean you have to go into your cocoon and just say, you know what, I'm not even gonna deal with it, or instead of even improving, right? Which is very important for us to understand. When things in our life get harder, we have to get tougher. We have to get stronger, not weaker. Not go to the corner and cry. And is not fapping, is practicing NoFap easy? No, it's not. Nothing that is worth having is going to be easy. Guys, let me explain something to you, right? The body, testosterone in the man's body, this is where we get our masculine primal energy from, right? That testosterone, it has all the hormones it's a hormone that gives us that masculine energy, right? And testosterone is required to create semen, right? Now, here's the thing. If you are always fapping and releasing that masculine energy, right, you are going to become more feminine. 1. 2, you see, we require testosterone. And like I said, that's the energy. So the more that you are producing sperm, the more testosterone that you're going to be depleting from your body. And that is putting a huge strain on your body. Do you think your body is going to continue to be as productive down the road? You're actually causing more harm on a long-term basis. I'm not saying you stop fapping cold turkey today. No. but you have to have some sort of game plan of either eliminating it or at least to the bare minimum once a week. At least that is like, okay, the bare maximum once a week, right? So this is very important. I wanted to say that before we continue.
And I was unable to help them. I did everything I could to maneuver and negotiate and plan and strategize so carefully to get them to do everything right. And it didn't help. I mean, the court systems can be absolutely brutal to men. It's awful.
Yeah, that's really interesting. So the guys that are taking the easy out on that, so to speak, and disconnecting from having those relationships, in a way it's the same, it's just a different out that porn is replacing for that human connection too. So that's kind of fascinating.
And the note that he made there, yes. So people, why fapping is so bad is that people, like he said, are replacing human connection with actually the whole fapping experience, right? So you don't want to do that. Like I said, you have fapping too consistently and all the time is a sign of a greater problem and causes other problems down the road, right? Depletion of masculine energy, becoming more feminine, not being able to interact with women, right? Not having the drive anymore to do and go and achieve things in your life, right? So guys, you want to take back control of your life, right? Please, if you can, start practicing today. Make a game plan where it's like you are going to cut down the number of times that you are actually fapping in a week, right? And progressively keep reducing it. Okay, guys, that is the video for today. If you have not already, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, like and comment, subscribe. And finally, guys, you are 100% responsible for everything in and out of your life. Okay, with that, I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.